Hello everybody, it is Tito Capote and today we are doing something special. As you can see, we're in training mode. We've got all the info on the screen. My button inputs are showing. We're doing all the stuff. And why is that? It is because we're doing another tutorial video. What are we doing today? So today, like I said, I would do this. I said I would do this soon and I meant it because I think it's pretty cool and most of the community, well, I say community, but it's just a few people watching. A lot of the community that watches my videos does not know how to play fighters because they are all my friends and they are all lame. No, I'm just kidding. They're cool. Except they don't like fighters that much because they don't know what good games are. Anyway, so I'm gonna just go over like just what the controls are, how to play, like what all the mechanics are, and then maybe another time I'll go into more advanced stuff, like how to do combos, how to make combos, just like stuff like that. But today we're just going to go over the basics. We're going to go over the basics of games, and this is going to be more this is going to have some stuff applicable to fighters, but it's also going to have stuff that is applicable to all fighting games. So this might, let's say you want to get into Mortal Kombat. This could help you go into Mortal Kombat. It could help you go into Dead or Alive, Killer Instinct. Those Marvel's Capcom. Those are all games that I've played before, and this is why I think I got so good at fighters so quickly. It's because I'm so used to fighting games, and I've loved fighting games for so long that it's just ingrained in my my knowledge base. I don't know, whatever. But like, I don't know. Anyway, so a basic thing that let's start off with the controllers. I've got the controls. I've got a list right here of things that I'm going to go over, and yeah. Okay, so first the controls. So on Xbox, X is light. On PlayStation, square is light. On Switch, I don't know if it's X. It is X. It is X. Switch is just A and B are reversed from Xbox because Switch is weird. So X is light, or L. Well, you could. That's what the notation is online. It's just people call it L. So if you ever see me say L or whatever, that's what I mean. It means light. Medium is M. And it is Y on Xbox, triangle on the bad one, not bad one, but the one inferior to Xbox, which is PlayStation, and Y on the Switch again. B is heavy attack. That is on the Switch, it's A because the Switch is weird, and on PlayStation it is circle. And key blast or special is what it's called in or S is what it's called online, is the key blast, and that's A, or X on PlayStation, or B on Switch. Then Super Dash, which is a tool that's used in fighters to get close to your opponent, and it's very exclusive to fighters. You will not see this in other fighting games. Mortal Kombat, not 11, but 10, has a running mechanic where if you dash and then hold RT, you can run, but that's not this game, so I don't know why I mentioned it. But this is a mechanic unique to fighters. A lot of people complain that this is a mechanic because it changes the pace of the fighting game so much. It makes it such a fast. It makes it a very fast-paced game because usually you have to you have like a long-range move that like gets you close to opponents, but fighters is a very fast-paced game. It's very, you have to think on your feet. You have to like be prepared for a lot of stuff. If you have good reactions, it helps, but you don't need good reactions. I have mediocre reactions, but usually when I do like punish people, it's because I like predicted that they would do that because I don't know. I'm good at reading people, I guess. And then Dragon Rush, or it's basically a grab. So even if they're blocking, so let's see, guard all. So I'm putting the CPU to guard all, so you can see he's blocking lows, he's blocking highs, he's blocking everything, but he can't block the Dragon Rush because it is a grab. It's a grab. You can't block grabs. That's what it is. That's just like, it's what you do to open up your opponent if they're just being weird. Dragon Rush cancel on. Okay, so you can tech the Dragon Rush, which means you can cancel it out. You can do this by pressing basically any button, any of the attack buttons. I don't know about Super Dash because I've never tried teching Dragon Rush's Super Dash. The best way to tech Dragon Rush is with the Dragon Rush button, which is RB or R1 or the top button on the back of the controller on Switch. I don't know what it's called. I think it's R1. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it is on all the things. What else? Okay. Movement is just how you move in every other game. Jump is pressing up. I do recommend using the D-pad whenever you play any fighting game because it makes it so much easier to do inputs. Using the joystick is just a very dumb thing to do. It's like, well, it's not a very dumb thing. You can do it, and there are people who play with like arcade-style fighting game controllers, but I don't know. I feel like it's a lot harder, and it makes it unnecessarily harder because the D-pad is just it does the same stuff. Like whenever you see me play, I'm using the D-pad. It just makes it easier. It's so much. It's faster. It's easier. You don't miss inputs as much because like you get the direction right every time. You know. Then what else? Okay. So and then the assist buttons. So to do an assist, you press either the left trigger or the left bumper on Xbox, or you press L1 or R1 on PlayStation, and if you know any of those control. I don't know what it's called on the Switch because I don't have the Switch, but it's the same buttons. It's the one on the back or like where your like index finger rests on the controller, and it's the left one and the top left one on the back. So if you press the left bumper or the L1 or the top button on the back on the Switch, if you just press it, it uses the assist that's directly below the character that you're using right now on the top left screen. So the first character that you would switch into when you die, if you use L2 or LT or that like whatever that button is on the Switch, use the second character, and if you hold it, you switch into that character. And they switch in using a super dash. So it has all the properties that a super dash has. You can punish it if they switch it in. So like here, I don't know how to make him switch in. Yeah, but yeah. So I'll go over all the stuff like I'll go over like everything. Yeah. So FighterZ is a 3v3 game. So it's like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. If you played that, it's a 3v3 game. It's like basically it's the same style except it's a lot faster paced, I think. Each character has their own special moves. Each character has their own things. It's like it's done. And a thing that FighterZ has, like most fighting games, is they have. Actually, I'll go into that when I go over special moves. So another thing that is important in FighterZ is your team composition. So you can't just put 3 random I mean, you can, like you can always do that, but you can't just choose 3 random characters and expect to be good at it, like expect it to be like an amazing team. Because characters in this game, like assists are a big part in this game. So like, there are different assists, and different assists do different things. There are assists that pop up your opponent that make them go up. Like this one, they make see how it like. Yeah, I'll go in the center. There are assists that pop them up and make them go backwards. There are assists that just make them go backwards. There are assists that throw them back. There are assists that hold them in place. So the assist that I have right now is a pop-up assist, or like just a normal assist, and a beam assist. Oh, that's not a beam assist. This one's a pop-up assist, and this one's just like the normal. The Goku Blue one is a normal pushback assist, and Goku Black I have as a beam assist. So that's an assist that holds them into place. But beam assists are sort of unique in this game. They are assists that just hold them in place and don't push them back, but assists do push them back, and you can like go off of like that, or if you're in the corner it just holds. Damn it! If you're in corner it does just hold them in place. But yeah, there are different assists, and different assists do different things. For each character has their own ideal assist, or you can do different things, or like you do different things after each kind of assist. It's just, it depends on the characters you're using. It depends on everything. But team composition is very important. So there are like very good teams, and there are teams that you look at and like, what the hell are they doing? Like, this is so weird. But a lot of the times, those weird teams, if the person is good with them, can be one of the most terrifying things in fighters, because they're just so, what's it called? Like non-conformative? No, let's just call them hipster teams. They're hipster teams. Anyway, so hipster teams are scary because you don't know how they work. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they can do with them. So it's just like, it's stuff like that. So let's go. I already went over assists. So auto combos. So auto combos are another thing. Actually, no. Marvel's Capcom 3 had like simple mode, which is kind of like for losers who don't play fighting games. I'm just kidding. If you don't play fighting games, that doesn't mean you're a loser. That just means that you don't like good games. I'm kidding. You like good games. It's just, I love fighting games and I think they're awesome. So auto combos you can do by just pressing the same button over and over. It works with the lights and with the mediums. So I'm going to show you a light auto combo going all the way. So this is the UI Goku's light auto combo when it goes all the way. That's just me pressing X. I'm just pressing the same button over and over. And then this is the Y auto combo. So the Y auto combo does do the special move, but it will not do the special move if you do not have any bar. And bar is that those numbers and that bar at the bottom of the screen. You see how it's filling up when you move towards your opponent, when it is when you hit your opponent, when you use special moves. It fills up. It lets you use your super moves. And there's a thing about bar that a lot of people who start off don't realize until later, unless it's explained to them. If you use an EX move, which I'm going to explain in a bit, or a super move, after that, you gain bar very slowly. So you'll see here that I'm gaining bar a lot slower than I was before, even though I am hitting him a lot more than I was before. And that is because I used an EX move, and I'll go over that when I go over super moves, but right now we're going over auto combos. For the auto combos, usually what you're going to do is you're not going to go full auto combo unless it gives you some kind of benefit. Or if you're just panicking, or if you can't hit the normal like super, or like what it's called, it's a BMB, bread and butter. It sounds like an easy thing to do, but I've known a lot of people who have struggled with just doing the normal combos, or the like. I say basic, but if you don't play fighting games, it's really hard to do. Anyway, so you do it just depends on the situation. Like for example, UI Goku, his does a side switch, which is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it just switches sides, and the reason you'd want to do that is because in fighting games and in fighters especially, well, not especially, but in fighters, putting your opponent in the corner, which is here, where you see even though I'm moving towards him, even though I'm hitting him, he does not move backwards. Whereas if you're mid-screen, which is just not in the corner, or like see how he's moving backwards, he's like doing stuff, he can move backwards, but in the corner that does not happen. That allows for you to do so many more combos. I'll show you an example. So I'll put him all the way in the corner because I don't want to get into the corner. So here I'm gonna do something that doesn't work while you're not in the corner, but it does work when it is in the corner. So I'm just gonna do that. So like, see how I couldn't hit him after that? But if you're in the corner, you'll see that it does work. Oh, sorry, I messed it up. I'll use the beam assist so it's easier to, like, see. So see there how, even though, like, the beam assist, it would have pushed him back if he's not in the corner, right? But it didn't push him back while he's in the corner because, like, I don't know, they don't want infinite terrain. And that's just how fighting games work. So, yeah. And let's go over combo structure now. So in fighters, what you can do is you can always level up the attacks, but you can't level them down. And what I mean by that is you can go into from light into medium. So you'll see here I went light into medium into like low medium, but or light into heavy or medium into heavy. But you cannot go light into like, see on the left how it shows you what buttons I'm pressing. So I'm pressing the light, but the light isn't coming out. But when I press light and medium, it does come out. So you can't downgrade attacks. There is one character that breaks this, and there's a special mechanic. I won't go into it right now because that's just weird stuff that just is specific to one character. That's Adult Gohan when he's fully leveled up. And if you want to look up what that is, you can look it up. He just breaks the rules of the game because it's hard to get to level 7 and actually win the game. So actually not really, but yeah, it takes investment and for that one character. But yeah, you can't do that. Like let's see, then that plays heavily into what you can do in combos. Let's see, what else? Super moves. Let's go over super moves. So in most fighting games, as in fighters, there are super moves, which are moves unique to characters. And each character, which is what makes the game fun, each character is unique. Each character can do completely different things. So these moves, some characters have moves that are unique in the air and unique on the ground. So like for example, Goku Black, which is this character, if I press down back, or what I call quarter circle, because it's a quarter circle, like see, it's like down diagonal and down back. It's just it does it automatically whether you're on the if you do it on the D-pad, but if you do it on the stick, it doesn't, because you can't just like do this like da. See, like it's weird. But that's called a quarter circle. That's what you'll hear it called online. And you can do in this game. There are like different. Each character has different moves. They can be performed in the air. Some can be performed in the air. Some are unique in the air. Some are unique on the ground. For example, Goku Black, when he does quarter circle back and a normal and a button on the ground, he does a teleport. Each button does a different thing. So the light version is teleport in front. The black version teleports a bit in front, but a bit behind. And the EX version, which is a version which uses up half a bar, it's like the super like special version of that move. It's like it's usually what you're going to do if it gives you a special kind of advantage, and if they did not use bar, they would be overpowered, and everyone will only use that version of the move. So that's why it costs bar. It's just to balance it. And they used to cost a full bar, but they lowered that because they were nice. And so yeah, but in the air, if you do the same input, you're gonna see I did the same input, but it is a dive kick. The light version does that, just hits him. The medium version causes a wall bounce, and the heavy version causes a super wall bounce, or it's what's called a wall bounce. The medium version like bounces them and just leaves them in the corner, but the heavy version, it gives you a chance to combo off of it if you're in the corner or if you're doing stuff. And the difference between these moves is sometimes they do for different things for each character, but usually what it is, it's the startup time and the damage it can do. So the light version has usually the fast startup time, but it does less damage. The heavy version has a slower startup time, but it does more damage. And the EX version does the most damage and sometimes has the fastest startup time. But not always. It is unique to every move, and you just have to learn the character to know which one it is. And there is also the down-forward variation of special moves. So for Goku Black, it is the Slicer. So you'll see this one, you can't do anything off of it, or it doesn't like carry them that much. This one carries them, it does more damage, and the heavy one does even more damage. It has the fastest startup, and it is the best version, but it costs half a bar. And usually a lot of the times what you can do is, for example, a unique trait that Goku Black's God Slicer has is sometimes when a lot of the times the EX moves are a cause what is called a sliding knockdown. So there are different ways that you can be knocked down in fighters. There is sort of like no, I don't know what to call it, but let's call it a fake knockdown. So it's where you can get up basically immediately. Like, it's where they don't have any time to catch up. They don't have any time to set up pressure. They don't have time to do anything. You're just up and you can do stuff. I can probably show it. Let's see. Okay, I think we can do it. Let's see. Yeah, like that. You see how it was basically instant? He just got up instantly. He got off the ground before I got to the ground. It's really fast. It's really good. Then there's the sliding knockdown, which I can just do this. You see how he slides? There's stuff on the ground. And during the sliding knockdown, you can follow up with a super move. So here you'll see I did that, and then I can hit him. Whereas if I just did a normal knockdown with just that, I can't. Well, I can because he's not blocking. But let's. I don't know how to do that, but if he blocked, he would be able to block. That's basically the biggest thing. And then there is a hard knockdown. A hard knockdown is... So there are different ways where you can tech. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this in a bit. I just want to... That's not what I want. No, I want enemy settings. Okay, so... Enemy behavior, pose... No. No, let's not do that. Okay, counter attack. So just, I want B, because that'll give me a knockdown. So I'm gonna attack it. Oh, I'm gonna attack him. He's gonna knock me down. And so if you just do nothing, you're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna get up when it gets up. If you hold X, you're gonna get up faster and you get up in a direction. If you hold down X, you're going to stay on the ground longer. This works to throw off your opponent's timing. It just works. It's good. People don't expect it. You can also forward tech, which is just what I didn't show it there. It usually shows better when you stay in place. That works when you're mid-screen and your opponent is trying to put on pressure and they like jump over you and they try to do that. It works because it messes up their positioning. And then there's the up tech, which shows better in the corner. So here you'll see I jumped higher than I usually do, so I'll show you the normal one. And then I'll show you the up tech. See how it's higher? It goes up. That just works because that way they can't hit you with a low after you get up. Damn it. Okay. And then let's do, and it's the same thing in the air. If you don't hold anything, you just stay there. They can do stuff after. It's bad. You don't want to not press buttons. If you down tech, it'll get you straight to the ground. You'll do a flip. It's fine. If you up tech, you go up. If you forward tech, hit me. Then forward tech, you go forward. I think that was a better way to show it. And if you go back tech, you go backward. If you just press the button, you go backward too. But or no, actually, you go forward. Looks like I was wrong. Yeah. Okay. So what else? I showed EX moves. Let's do special moves. I'm going in a bit of a sporadic order, but that's because my list is. I don't know. I just got into the mood, and I was like, you know what? I might as well explain it now. So super moves. Super moves work by pressing, like in another fighting game, you press, actually not in Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat doesn't really have super moves, except for the super special moves where you can only use once per game. But like in Capcom or not Dead or, actually, I don't know Dead or Alive. I haven't played that game too much. In Killer Instinct, you do have super moves. So in this game, it is quarter circle forward, the right bumper, or the right trigger. Some characters do have different moves for each button. For the quarter circle forwards, those are called level 1 because they use 1 bar of meter. And you can see the down forward RB, which is it counts as just a light and medium together. You can also do it by pressing light and medium together, but it's harder. It's easier to press the triggers and the bumpers. And then I'm gonna switch that up because I don't want to get hit. I don't like that. Okay. Anyway, and Goku Black does have 2 different level 1s, so you can do a different one by pressing RB like here, and RT, or the right trigger like that. So you see, So each special moves you use in a different thing. So this one you want to use more when he's in the air. It does less damage. This one does more damage, but you can only use it on the ground, and it takes longer to execute. And if you miss, you can punish them, which means that you can hit them after, because there is a frame advantage, and I'm going to explain that in a bit. And then you have what is called, I'm going to just give myself bar here. I'm giving myself all the bar just because we want money. And okay, I'm gonna just do that. And a level 3 is usually down back RT or down back RB, or I'm just gonna use the Xbox controls because it's easier for me. But it's R1 or R2 in PlayStation, or the whatever is in Switch. I don't know what it's called. It is the ultimate move. It does the most damage. It does a lot of damage. Takes longer. A thing it also does is this gives you a hard knockdown. A hard knockdown is when you cannot tech. You can only get up like this. It takes the same amount of time every time. It is predictable. You can set up pressure. That's usually the best way to use a level 3. With the damage, you can do insane amounts of damage without using any bar, or with just using half a bar. It doesn't matter. If you want to end it with a level 3, just use that extra bit of damage, because it'll kill your opponent, because it'll do stuff, because you're only character, because you want the pressure. You can, but the best way to use it is just to set up pressure. And what you're going to you can do that by doing a level 3 in the corner. So here I'll show you what I mean by that. So it's just like it's just like you do this, and he can only get up a certain way, right? And he can block right away, but he can either block high or he can either block low. He cannot do both, and I'm going to explain that in a bit. But it helps to set up pressure. It helps to do everything. You can like do a mix-up, so you can like mix-ups are like, it's trying to fool your opponent. You can like jump and then like go low and it'll trick them, or like you can jump and then like do an overhead, which I'm going to explain in a bit. So that's supers. Super meter. You can't charge super meter by like punching, but you can hold X and A at the same time, or square and triangle, or X and B on the Switch at the same time to charge. You do not want to do this very often because it just leaves you wide open. It is immune to Ki Blast though. So let's do the enemy. I'm gonna just, where is it? Counter attack. I don't know. Counter attack settings. I'm gonna do A. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. Okay, I can't show you, but it's just immune to Ki Blast. And anyway, so yeah, that's that. Then okay, vanish is a thing that I forgot to do. So you do vanish by pressing Y and B, or Y and A, or triangle and circle at the same time. You do this, and it goes up behind him. Usually, what you're going to use this for is to extend combos. So you're going to like here. I'll show you like. I'm just going to do the normal auto combo, and then you can vanish, and it'll cause a wall bounce, and you can Dragon Rush after. Or if you still have your super dash, you can like do this, and it'll vanish, and you can like, do that. You can extend the combo, it does more damage, or like whatever. Then Ki Blast, I already explained. Okay, so Ki Blast, you can block. Ki Blast, you cancel other Ki Blast, but Ki Blast lose against beams. So, so if you do beam, or like super special Ki Blast, or what it's called, that's down forward A. Or down forward. Usually it's going to be down forward A or whatever. It loses. Ki Blast lose to this. And yeah. So that's what else? What else do I need? Deflect. Okay, reflex. You do that by holding back A, back X, or back B on each of their respective consoles. What this does is whenever someone attacks you, it just reflects them and it pushes them back. Enemy settings. Counter attack. Let's do X. So I'm gonna attack him, and then I'm gonna reflect. Oh, attack, reflect. See, it didn't do anything. And if you're at mid screen, it'll push him back. That's not what I wanted. See, it pushes him back. And this lets you alleviate pressure. You don't see me using it much online because it just scares me, because if you reflect, it leaves you vulnerable. It leaves you very vulnerable if they do not attack you. And that just terrifies the ever-living crap out of me. So I don't use it. And another thing you can do is guard cancel. So you do this by switching out, by pressing forward and pressing the assist or holding the assist button when you are hit. So I'm going to, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do this. So you do that. You saw that's my A1 is just LB. It's assist 1. So that's what it does. However, if they do block, it leaves you very, very vulnerable. Stop. Stop. Okay. Block. I don't know what I did. Where's block? Oh, guard style. Okay. Don't guard, guard all. So, oh, I didn't even counterattack. Okay. I'm dumb. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to doing this. Okay. Okay. So if they do guard, see, he recovered before I recovered. So you will recover a bit after you hit the ground when you guard cancel and they block. And that leaves you very vulnerable because they can do a 2M and that scales, and I'm going to explain that in a bit. But yeah, okay. Another thing, you know what? First, I'm going to explain about frames. This is something universal to all fighting games. All fighting games have move startups and move advantage. So usually, so you're going to see here, it says frame advantage on the side. So here you can see the frame advantage is 0 or it's 1. So that means if I do it, I can block immediately. If it's negative, that means it takes you, that's how long it takes you to perform an action. So that means after you do it, that's how, like the -3, that's how much frames you have to wait to be able to perform another action. So you can block after, yeah, but sometimes you can't even block after because it's just too, the frame advantage is too low. So like guard cancels, it's just like, yeah. And if it's positive, that means you have the advantage. That means they will recover less quickly than you will recover. That means you can act before they can. That means if they're not blocking, you can hit them again. It means they have to block or they will lose the exchange and you will do the damage and you will get the combo. That is something that I think a lot of people struggle in fighting games with. So here you'll see there I'm very negative. Or sorry, very negative. So I have to block, but you see if I'm pressing buttons, I'll get hit. The button does not come out. The button does not come out. So that's what I mean by like frame advantage. But if I do a positive move, which I don't know if Goku Blue has any. UI Goku does. UI Goku does. UI Goku does. So you so here oh damn it. So you see he tried to act at the same time I tried to act, but I won because I was plus. I had more advantage. I had more advantage than he did. It's not saying that right now, but you see how I won the exchange. It just takes time and practice to like figure out when you have to press the button to be able to win the exchange. But usually you can if you are experienced enough and you put in enough time. So that's frame advantage. What else? Okay, so smash attack. So something that you have in fighters is a smash property. This means that like not guard. I don't want you to guard anymore. I want you to get hit. I want him to feel some pain. Guard nothing. So smash attack is basically this. It causes them, it launches them, and it bounces off the wall, or it just launches them in the air. This is important because you can super dash after the, oh, I didn't do it full. You can super dash and continue the combo after this, but I'll show you something. So I'm gonna do the super dash, but if I press the same, oh, I'm done. But if I press the same button in the air, it does not give smash property. But if I were to do it in the air with the smash property, it would launch them and you can super dash off it and combo off of it. Some other moves, mainly like, so like Goku Blue's the medium shoulder and the heavy shoulder both do smash. So it does the same thing, like you'll see here. It does the same thing. It launches them back, and like you'll see if I here I'll sorry. I'm not doing it right. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. See, the smash property isn't there because the move used it. There are some moves that use up your smash property just because they allow for so much like combos, and sometimes you do not want your smash property later in the combo. Sometimes you want to use it as early as possible. For example, in loop combos, because that allows you to do more stuff. It's just something you want. This is a property specific to fighters. Another thing specific to fighters, I think, is scaling. So in Marvel vs. Capcom, in Mortal Kombat, the scaling happens the longer you are into the combo, but for DragonBall FighterZ, it happens with the different inputs you use to start a combo. So if you use a special to start a combo, it does a decent amount of damage. It does the same damage as if you use a light to start the combo. Not really, it does more when you start a light. So supers have the least amount of scaling. Lights have the second, sorry, they have the most amount of scaling. Lights have the second most. Mediums and EX moves have the lowest amount of, I think the lowest amount of scaling. I don't know. It's either the lights or the mediums or the heavies that have least amount of scalings, and that doesn't always happen. Sorry, no, that does always happen. So that means that at the end of the combo, you'll be doing more damage. So I'll show you what the combo starting off with lights. Okay, let's just do that. So you see, I did like, I don't know how many hits, and I did 3,137 damage. And if you start with this, you will do a lot more damage because it is a medium. Even though you have less hits, because each move scales less. And if you start with a heavy, you will do, I think, more damage with each hit, but you can get less hits off of it. So hitting with a down medium is probably the best case scenario for most things, unless you hit with the second one of your lights. That is the move that scales the most. Hitting with your auto combo, but not with the first hit of your auto combo. That is what scales the most for most characters. That is not always the case. For example, some characters have like a special mechanic, like Goku Blue. His last hit of the auto combo, or the starting auto combo, you can still like super dash and do all the stuff. But his last hit is an overhead, which I'll explain right after this, which is special and it catches people off guard, and because of that, it does not scale as much as if hitting like the third hit of the auto combo with most other characters, because it does have a special mechanic. They have to balance it somehow, and that is how they chose to do it. Then there is also different ways you can guard in this game. So I'm going to show you this with the counter attacks. So okay, let's do overheads first. That's not what I want. What are you doing? No, that's not what I want. Stop it. Okay, there we go. Then I want guard. Okay, so you can guard by holding the back button. That is how you guard in this game. So you do this. That's how you guard holding back is how you guard high attacks and overheads. An overhead is something that will hit you while you're crouch blocking, which you do by pressing down and left, or not left, down and back at the same time. So low guard blocks lows and mids, which is with mid attacks is just they block. You can block them with anything basically. You can block them while you're guarding high and while you're guarding low. Low attacks, you can't block while you're guarding high. You'll see I'm holding back, but it doesn't work. But you can block them while you're blocking low. And overheads are, you can block them while blocking high. What? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I did the wrong thing. Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. Okay. Stop hitting me. You can block them while you're over. That's not it. Oh, B. It's B. I'm dumb. No, it's not. What the hell? It's supposed to. What the hell is going on? Okay, I'll just show you with. Well, I'll make him block. I'll make him block because this is weird. I'm not used to using this in training mode, but I probably should have familiarized with crouch. Okay, so here you can block. Okay, the hell. Okay, okay. Well, just take my word for it. You can. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you can block. You can hit them while they're crouching, but you can't hit them while they're... Oh, it's don't card. That's why it was working. Yeah, you can hit them while you're crouch blocking, but you cannot hit them while they're stand blocking. Overheads you can do with any move in the air or with forward and Y. That is the like universal overhead that every character can do. And like some moves have overhead. For example, Goku Blues, that's an overhead. His last thing's an overhead. It's just how it works. Okay, another thing. This is sort of more advanced, but you can do air dashes. You can do one. Actually, no, it's not advanced. So you can always do one sort of quote unquote. Oh, sorry. Quote unquote special movement in the air. These special movements are either a double jump or a. Actually, no. You can do. Can you do both? No, you can't. You can either do a double jump or an air dash. So air dash you use to get into your opponent quicker. It's safer because you can't block while you're doing a super dash, but you can block while you're doing an air dash. And the double jump you use to extend combos. So here I'll do this, and then dun, dun, dun. Ah! No, why am I bad? See, okay, so you see how I extend the combo instead of just doing a single jump and just ending the combo there. It does more damage, it takes longer, which are all things you want in certain situations. And yeah, a more advanced thing is, I'll go over more advanced things in another video, but so yeah, I'll just do that. And okay. Sparking. Okay, sparking is a mechanic. Actually, no. If you know X Factor from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it's a bit like that, except you can use. Actually, no. It's exactly like that. Basically, it's So there's blue. Training settings. Health recovery. Where's health recovery? Is it health bar settings? No recovery. I'm gonna just show you. I'm gonna do a raw level 3 because that gives the most amount of blue health. Actually, no. I'm gonna make him do level 3. Enemy settings. Counter attack. RB. That's not what I want. What it? Oh, there we go. So you're gonna see blue health is a mechanic in this game. Blue health is recoverable health. This is a thing in a lot of fighting games that use a team mechanic, and you can either heal this by going into sparking or switching your opponent out. So sparking is RT and RB at the same time, R1 and R2 at the same time, whatever those buttons are called on the Switch at the same time. So you see it healed all my blue health. And I'm gonna show you again how it heals when I switch out. And I'm gonna switch out, and you'll see his health is recovering slower, but it is recovering. And if they switch you out or you switch back in, you lose that health permanently. Yeah, and what else do I have to go over for basics? Let's see. I went over that. Okay, so one thing you can do is while you're using a level 1 super, you can switch into different characters and use their super. So I'm going to do a level 1 with Goku, and then I'm going to press forward and the LB button or the assist 1 button, and it will go into the first character. It will go into the first character that is in the A1 position. If you do L2, if you do LT or A2, it'll go into the second character. And another thing I forgot to say about supers is that some characters have special supers which you can extend, but they don't do as much damage as using two. It's called the level 2 because it uses another bar and it counts as 2 bars used. But they usually do less damage than if we were to do a 2 level 1s with 2 different characters. However, if you're the only character alive, that doesn't matter because you do not have any other characters. So I'm going to show you. You just hold the super attack button, which is RB, and it just does an extra move. Or some characters have level 5s, which is an ultimate attack, which you can do and use 2 extra bars when you have 5 bars to do a butt ton of damage. So super moves do scale along with every other move. It's just like you'll see here, the level 5 did that. Oh my goodness, I forgot to turn off counter attack. Let's do that now. Okay, I'm gonna put give me my bars. Give me my bars. It's gonna give me my bars soon. It's not giving. Oh, that's why, because I didn't know auto recovery. There we go. Okay, so but if I do a full combo, if I just do this, let me just do the BNB combo. If I do this and then do a super attack, you'll see that the super attack does a lot less damage than if it were to be done on its own. But the combo does do more damage in total because you did do more damage with just the normal attacks. So you'll see it does do more damage overall, but the super attack does less damage. There is not a 100% kill. And I forgot to explain the mechanics of sparking. I'm sorry. So sparking blast. So you can use it to recover health, but it also means that the scaling is completely, the scaling is still there, but it scales a lot less. So you'll see I did a butt ton of damage there. You do a butt ton of damage just by doing the lights. You do more than you would do if you were, actually not more, but you'd still do more than if you were just doing light. That's because I wasn't even sparking. So you do way more than you would do with normal lights. You can do like this. Just the BMB does a butt ton more damage. And if you start them with 2M, if you start it with a 2M, which is a down medium, the notations for like anime fighters use numbers as directions and buttons as, or the letters as buttons, which is just something that you'll find out. They usually have notations, like they tell you what they are usually in a lot of things. So like I won't explain it here. 2 is down, 6 is forward, and 4 I think is back. I don't know. But yeah, and what else do I need to tell you guys about? I told you about bar. I didn't tell you about Shenron. Okay, so Shenron is a mechanic special to DragonBall FighterZ because it is the Dragon Balls. So you can get a Dragon Ball by doing a full auto combo. So you'll see there, I got a Dragon Ball. I got another Dragon Ball. Can you change this? Training settings, number of striking blast. No, you can't. Okay. Dragon Ball settings. Shenron appearances. Let's just switch it so we have all of them because we're greedy here. We like the Dragon Balls. We like having wishes granted. And when you summon Shenron, you can do this by having 7 bars and do an auto combo after all 7 Dragon Balls are collected. It summons Shenron, as you can see. He can bring back your ally. He can give you 1 more sparking. He can make you invincible for a time, or he can restore your health. All of these are going to be good in different circumstances. Immortality is probably the worst one because if you can still get hit, which means it'll waste it and it's just dumb, but you can get your ally back at a certain amount of health. It's not much health, but it could change the tides of the game completely. Say you're up to like, you're each at like 1 hit away after you do the auto combo, and you just get another character, which means you have, if he hits you, you have another chance to win the game, and it just changes the game. Or you can heal to full health, which means you're more than just 1 hit away. You're more than just 1 combo away. So it can change the game as it ties to the game dramatically, and it does so much. But it is risky because you have to do just pure auto combos, which do not do as much damage There are other ways to get the Dragon Balls. I don't know how because I don't use them because they're not an easy mechanic to do, and it's easier just to win the game without them. But yeah, what else do I need to explain? What else is specific to fighters? I told you about frame advantage. I told you about all that jazz. Oh, you can run. You can run by holding the dash button, holding dash. You dash by pressing forward twice or backward twice, and you can't like run backwards or glide backwards, but you can glide forwards. It's just a way to get to your opponent faster, but you cannot do anything while you're gliding. So here, actually you can, but it'll take you off the glide and it takes more time. Let's see what else. Oh, DPs. So DPs are moves that are invincible while the duration. So here you'll see that he has full invincibility. So that means that even if he tries to hit me, he will not hit me. He'll get hit by the move instead. Lots of characters have these. They are very scary, but they scale very, very, and you can usually only combo off of them with a vanish. And you can do them while you're waking up, which means while you're getting off of the ground. Which means that if a character has a DP and you're low, you have to watch out for it because they might use it as an option. But if they are blocked, they are very negative on block. That is how they balance the moves out. And another thing I forgot to explain is the down heavy. So this is an anti-air move. You'll see it is invincible to jump attacks. It is invincible to super dash. It is invincible to everything that is in the air. So while you're starting up the move, while you're doing everything, you are invincible to air attacks. You will hit them and you can get a combo off of it because you can super dash off of it or you can vanish off of it, whichever one you want. It's a matter of preference. It's a matter of what's good for the time. And yeah, and jumping is invincible to throws. So if he does a dragon rush, you're invincible. And then command grabs are another thing I forgot. This is basic to all fighting games. All fighting games have command grabs. I hate them in every single fighting game I play because they are just if they punish you for not having good reaction time, basically, or if you don't know what they're going to do. So command grab is something that is unblockable. So here, that is a command grab. So I'll put him to guard all, and you'll see that it still hits him. Guard all. So you'll see it still hits him because it is unblockable. A lot of characters have this in fighting games. But yeah. That's just the thing that usually they're slow. Like you'll see here, I have to flip over him and do that. That gives him time to jump out of it. That gives him time to punish me. That gives him time to punch me. But if he is blocking, if you're just doing a block string, if you're just blocking and you pull out one of those moves, they might not expect it. They might get hit by it. It is a risky thing, but it is also high reward because you get a combo, you get the pressure, you can do a level 3 off of it. It's a whole, like you can do all of it. And yeah, I think that is all for the basic stuff of fighting games. Of fighters. I will do more tutorial things on more advanced things, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was informative. I hope that this helped some of you be more interested in the game, wanting to say like, oh, this sounds interesting. I want to play this because it sounds great, and I see Tito Capote playing it, and he has so much fun, and because it's such a great game, and I want to get into fighting games because they sound awesome, because they are. But I hope this helps. If any of you are trying to get into the game, if any of you are just starting, if you're not really good at the game and you just don't know some of these stuff, I hope it helps. I hope I didn't leave anything out because there was a lot of information. This is going to be like a 40-minute video, probably even longer, probably like 50 minutes. I don't even know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope I helped. I'm just going to upload this the same day as another video because I want this to be sort of like an extra thing. I don't want it to be as counting as the video for today because it's like it's not everyone wants to watch it, right? It's a lot of boring stuff. It's a lot of just learning. But the good thing about videos like these is that you can rewind if you miss something. If you ever want to watch it over again, you can. It's not like a friend explaining it to you. And I did do it sort of methodically. At least I hope I did. I hope I wasn't too sporadic because that's just my personality. But I hope I helped, and if you did enjoy, please leave a like. If it did help, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want more. I'm going to be doing more tutorials on more advanced things, and I do videos of ranked matches. And I gotta say, I only suck just a little. I only suck a little, but yeah, I only suck a little. I suck less than a lot. I suck less than a small percentage of the population. But if you want to watch those, just ring the notification bell. Just go on my Twitch. The link is going to be in the description. And if you want to join the community, it's growing. It's not big, but it is growing, and hopefully it will grow to something pretty great. Like, I think the FighterZ community is just great in general. The anime community is just funny. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff to do, and I'm trying to make a little community because I see like a lot of YouTubers have their community, and they're just so sweet, and like I would love it if I could just have like a relationship with like people who watch the channel. If I could just like talk to them, you know, like oh hey, you're watching me online. Like I appreciate it. I'm gonna like try to give you something back, you know. Like if you like, I don't want to say fans because that just sounds like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be famous. No, I don't care. Like I'm literally doing this channel for fun and because like yeah, I don't expect anything to come of it. But yeah, just check out the Twitter, and I post stuff maybe once a day. I'll try to do it more. I'm not a very big social media person, but yeah, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you later.